Welcome. Today we're doing something a bit different, stepping into a shared space, a dream space.
Indeed?
We're looking at this image you sent us, this striking picture of a road dissolving, just fading into complete whiteness.
A powerful image.
Right. And our goal here isn't, just to tick off symbols. It's more about feeling our way into this landscape together, seeing what it stirs up.
A road. It's such a fundamental symbol, isn't it? A path, progress, the journey of life.
Exactly. But here, it stops. Or, well, it doesn't exactly stop. It sort of fades. And there's this stillness you described.
That stillness. What does that feel like inside? Is it peaceful, or is there an edge to it, like holding your breath?
It feels thick, like the air itself is heavy. And yeah, maybe not peace, maybe more like suspension.
Paused. Suspended.
Yeah.
That feeling can often connect to how we're experiencing time in our waking life. Is time feeling stretched? Or maybe stalled?
That makes sense. And the whiteness itself, this dissolving boundary, it's not like hitting a wall.
Yeah. No, whiteness could be many things. It could be the void, yes, but also potential, a blank slate. But the dissolving aspect that suggests boundaries are becoming less clear.
Less certain.
Perhaps. What in your life right now feels like it's losing its definition, its solid shape?
And this road, it's not pristine, is it? You mentioned it feels worn. You can almost sense the history in it.
Yes, the texture tells a story, journeys taken, paths followed, the weight of experience is there.
But then, no footprints, no tire tracks. It's like it's been traveled, but you're the only one there now.
That juxtaposition is key. The history is there, but the present moment feels solitary. It might speak to a feeling of being on a path that, while perhaps common in some ways, feels intensely personal, even isolating right now.
Like your specific journey doesn't quite match the map others have used.
Precisely. Or the maps you thought you were following.
Which brings us to those signposts. Just empty frames. Skeletons, almost.
Guidance that's no longer guiding. Or perhaps guidance that never truly applied.
It feels like their emptiness is significant. Like it's speaking directly to you in the dream.
When external markers fade or prove empty, where do we look? The dream often suggests turning inward.
Searching for something inside.
Or listening to something already there. What internal compass, what inner voice might be trying to emerge now that the external signs are blank?
And then there's that shift you described, taking a step and the air gets cooler, heavier.
Yes, a noticeable change in the atmosphere.
And the sound of your footsteps echoing, very hollow.
That sensory detail is often deeply meaningful. The heavier air could reflect a more introspective mood, maybe a weight you're carrying, and the echo.
It emphasizes the emptiness.
Or perhaps it emphasizes you, your presence, your impact, even in this seemingly vacant space. Each step resonates. You are tracing a pattern, perhaps?
A pattern, like something recurring.
Could be. What patterns are you noticing in your life may be echoed in this solitary walk?
It's strange, though, because despite all this emptiness and, well, weirdness, you said it felt familiar. Not foreign, but like a place you'd forgotten, somewhere inside you already.
That's the paradox of dreams, isn't it?
Yeah.
They can feel utterly alien and yet deeply known. The unconscious speaks in these landscapes of the self, places we might have buried or turned away from long ago.
So it's like uncovering a part of myself.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Rediscovering something vital that got lost along the way. What forgotten aspect might this internal place represent?
You also mentioned thinking about other roads you've walked in life. Some led somewhere clear, others just stopped dead. And that comparison felt important.
Our past journeys, finished or unfinished, absolutely shape how we approach the present path. The echoes of those endings, those sudden halts, resonate.
And then there was that whisper, "Find me, follow me, I'm waiting." So insistent.
A call from the depths. It speaks directly to longing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
An unmet need, a potential calling out. Something within wanting to be found, to be integrated.
What kind of longing, though? It felt sharp.
That sharpness suggests its importance. What deep yearning feels particularly alive for you right now, even if you can't quite name it?
You described the whole scene, the road, the fog as a mirror to an inner labyrinth.
Yes, the external dreamscape reflecting the internal complexity, the cracks in the road telling stories.
And the fog. You said it held desires you didn't dare voice, fears buried too deep.
The dream often stages what we can't consciously confront easily. The fog isn't empty, it's perhaps dense with unacknowledged feelings. It gently veils them.
Gently. It felt quite impenetrable.
Perhaps impenetrable because the time wasn't right, or the conscious mind needed that protection. But the dream brings you to the edge of the fog. It invites curiosity.
And those blank signposts again. You felt they weren't just absence, but an invitation to remember, confront, transform.
Yes, an invitation to fill in the blanks yourself, to define your own direction, based not on old signs, but on that inner knowing, that rediscovered landscape.
And right there, on that road, there was this feeling. Caught. Suspended between moving forward into the white or hesitating.
A moment of pure choice. Or perhaps the feeling of choice, the tension between action and inaction. That often mirrors a significant crossroads in waking life.
A threshold moment.
Exactly, where the familiar pull of the past meets the uncertain call of the future.
But this emptiness, this whiteness, it's not just a lack. You said it's potential, a canvas.
It's the space where the unconscious can project its truths. When the usual structures fall away, what emerges from within? It's about acknowledging all the parts of yourself, even the ones you haven't listened to.
The contradictory parts.
Especially those, the parts that don't fit the neat story.
But it's not easy, is it? The dream feels like it's testing you, hiding its secrets. But that whisper keeps going.
Self-discovery rarely follows a straight line. The unconscious reveals itself in glimpses and layers, often when we least expect it. The key is that persistent call, trust the process, even in the fog.
So, this road fading to white. Maybe it's not about getting somewhere specific geographically.
Perhaps not. Perhaps the journey is the destination.
A journey inward. Through memory, desire, shadow.
Precisely. It becomes less a road on a map and more a corridor within the self, an exploration. And in dreams like this, nothing is truly random. Every element speaks.
So, looking deeper, that fog, you suggested it might be hiding truths that feel painful. Or forbidden destinations.
It often acts as that protective shield, shielding us from, well, maybe longings we were taught were wrong, needs that went unmet, parts of ourselves we silenced long ago, perhaps even a childhood song we forgot we knew.
Childhood, those first roads we travel paved with certainty or maybe full of potholes and wrong turns, they stay with us, don't they?
Oh, absolutely, like invisible tracks etched onto the psyche. Our earliest experiences of guidance, or lack thereof, profoundly shape how we navigate uncertainty later in life.
There's that strong pull forward you mentioned, but also this instinct to pull back, to retreat from the whiteness.
A fundamental tension, the dance of desire.
Desire, even if it's hidden.
Especially when it's hidden. Desire is often the engine driving the dream, the energy-seeking expression. But it wears masks, the fog, the blank signs, because raw desire can feel dangerous.
Dangerous. How so?
It can threaten the self we've carefully constructed, the identity we present to the world. To truly face our deepest wants can feel like unraveling.
So this road, this foggy, signless place, it's the landscape of buried desire, what we've forgotten or pushed away.
It can certainly represent that inner territory, the place where the unacknowledged parts of the self reside, waiting.
And that feeling of it leading nowhere, that's not failure.
Not necessarily. Dream logic isn't linear. It reflects the messy, contradictory reality of being human. We rarely move in straight lines towards neat goals. Life is full of detours, loops, seeming dead ends that turn out to be something else.
It makes you wonder how many choices we make in our daily lives are driven by these same hidden currents, these impulses the dream brings into focus.
It's a valuable question the dream poses. By observing this aimlessness or this hidden pull, we might start to recognize patterns in our waking choices, motivations we weren't previously aware of.
You also touched on a Freudian idea about deeper drives, even sexuality being present, not literally, but in the tension.
Yes, the life force itself, the fundamental drive, often finds symbolic expression. It might be felt in the spaces between the images, in the push and pull, the intensity. The road itself could symbolize the path of desire, the fog, perhaps inhibitions or fears around it, the blank signpost, maybe societal taboos or internal conflicts.
Wow, so it could be exploring really deep-seated stuff.
Potentially. Dreams offer a safe space to explore these powerful energies symbolically.
But uncovering all this, it sounds like it could be difficult, painful even, stirring things up.
It can be tender, yes. Bringing buried memories or emotions to the surface requires gentleness. But this is the profound work of dreams, to bring the unconscious towards the light. It asks for courage, for vulnerability.
Why do it then? Why look if it might hurt?
Because often the alternative is repetition. Repeating the same patterns, guided by those unseen forces, never quite understanding why we feel stuck or why certain situations recur. Confronting these hidden aspects offers the possibility of change.
A chance to break the cycle, to choose a different path.
Exactly. To step off the worn track if it's no longer serving you.
So we need to trust the maze. Trust that even this road disappearing into white holds some kind of wisdom.
Trust the symbolic language. Let the road, even in its ambiguity, guide you. The journey inward, however confusing it seems, can lead you closer to your own truth, to the heart of yourself.
Okay, so then the dream shifts again. You said the road seems to narrow slightly, and that urgent feeling starts to fade.
Yes, a change in rhythm, a softening, the need to push forward lessons.
It sounds like moving towards waking. That feeling of being on a threshold again, but different this time, quieter.
It often marks a transition point, a space of integration where the intensity of the deep dream begins to modulate. The threshold here is between the unconscious exploration and conscious awareness.
And the fog. It's not gone, but it's thinning. You can see glimpses beyond it.
The veil lifts, little by little. Revelation begins, not necessarily of answers, but maybe of a wider perspective, glimpses of the familiar world returning, but perhaps seen differently now.
And the signposts change too. Not physically, but how they feel.
Their emptiness transforms. It's no longer absence or loss, but possibility. Open spaces, waiting for new meaning, future stories, an invitation, not a dead end.
That feels hopeful. And you mentioned finding comfort in the road not being perfect. The cracks, the unevenness.
Yes, a sense of acceptance, perhaps. Recognizing that the journey, like life itself, is imperfect, unfinished. There's a release in letting go of the need for flawless paths or final destinations.
It mirrors the way dreams themselves just sort of trail off sometimes.
Precisely. They rarely offer neat conclusions. They're part of an ongoing process.
And inside, there's a shift too. A subtle stirring, like consciousness returning.
The gentle blending of dream and reality is not usually a sharp snapback, but a gradual unfolding, where insights from the dream start to weave into waking thoughts and feelings.
It makes you think about crossroads in life, real ones and imagined ones. How we stand there trying to use logic, but also feeling that pull from the heart, just like in the dream.
Dreams often dramatize these core human dilemmas, the interplay between head and heart, reason and intuition. And the act of choosing, even symbolically in a dream, is a creative act. It shapes what follows.
So waking up from this is maybe less about having answers and more about surrender, trusting the journey itself.
I think that captures it beautifully. A surrender to the mystery, a trust in the inherent meaning of the process, even without knowing the ultimate destination. That paradox again. The road leads nowhere and everywhere.
Then you notice something else. Faint shadows at the edges, fleeting. Are they other people or just more parts of the self emerging?
They could be either or both. Sometimes they represent aspects of ourselves coming into focus. Other times they offer a subtle feeling of connection, a reminder that even on a solitary path, we're part of a larger human experience. We're not entirely alone in our inner worlds.
And the whispers come back, but softer now. More like companionship, acceptance.
Yes, the tone shifts from urgent seeking to gentle presence. The emptiness of the road transforms again, this time into a sanctuary, a space for quiet reflection, for simply being.
Even as the dream fades, you know it's left its mark, right? Like a feeling that lingers maybe changes how you see things later that day.
Absolutely. Dreams imprint on us. They leave traces, subtle shifts in perspective, emotional resonances that continue to influence us, often unconsciously.
And looking back one last time in the dream, the road is the same, stretching back into the mist, but it feels different. The symbols mean something new.
The landscape hasn't changed, but you have. Your relationship to the symbols, the road, the fog, the signpost, has been altered by the journey through them. They now hold personal meaning, imbued with your experience.
And then you take a step forward, not towards a defined place, but just into the unknown that lies ahead as you wake.
Yes, carrying the essence of the dream forward, embracing the day, the waking world, whatever subtle shifts the dream has initiated.
You said the dream, in a way, always continues, like a quiet hum beneath everything else.
Its essence remains. The insights, the feelings, the questions it raised, they become part of the ongoing inner conversation. The exploration doesn't just stop when we open our eyes.
Well, this has been quite a journey, just exploring this one image, this dissolving road. It really opens up so much about that inner world, doesn't it?
It truly does. It shows how our dreams use this incredibly rich, symbolic language to speak to us about our deepest selves, our hidden corners.
It's a powerful reminder that paying attention to these nocturnal journeys can be, well, incredibly valuable for self-discovery.
Indeed. a pathway to understanding those hidden desires, anxieties, the things shaping our lives from beneath the surface. Gently, respectfully.
So for you listening, think about the feelings and images that resonated as we talked. Were there moments that sparked recognition? Any connections to your own roads, your own fogs?
And perhaps a final thought to carry with you. Consider the roads you find yourself on now in your waking life. Both the ones that seem clear and straightforward, and the ones that feel, well, a bit more like that dissolving path. What hidden landscapes might they be revealing about the depths within you?
Thank you so much for sharing this inner space, this dream with us. We really hope this exploration offered some new perspectives.
May the echoes of your own inner landscapes continue to guide your way.
We look forward to our next deep dive together.